Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the series where I tip AFL games. This time I will be tipping round 4. And now round 4 is full of some beautiful games. Finally, a round where there are no byes, which is quite nice. Starting off on Thursday night, we have got the Adelaide Crows against the Melbourne Football Club. This has been played at Adelaide, as are all the games. So the only real teams with an advantage are Adelaide and Port Adelaide this round in terms of where the location of the game. Now, Adelaide are sitting on 3 losses and no wins. Melbourne are coming off a banging win against Port Adelaide. So you might be thinking, why can't they just do the same against Adelaide? I think Adelaide will win this though. Now, this is blind, but I just don't see a world where the Adelaide Football Club are situated in like nearly dead last. They have to win one. They can't be 0-4. Surely not. And I just think with the hype of the gather round, they would want to deliver. So we're going to go with Adelaide by around 10 points. Close game. Next up, Brisbane against the North Melbourne Football Club. This is being played at Norwood Oval in Adelaide. Like I said, all in Adelaide. I think Brisbane will absolutely demolish the Kangaroos by around 70 points, and they'll get their season started. Simple one there. Let's move straight on to the next game, which I think will be a good game. Port Adelaide versus the Essendon Football Club. I think Port Adelaide will win this pretty comfortably, but I think it'll be a good, exciting, attacking game. So we're going to be going with the Port Adelaide Football Club by around 35 points. Once again, similar with the Adelaide decision, I think both Adelaide teams in this gather round will want to put a show on. You know, everyone's coming to their home state. That's extra incentive to play better football. And subsequently, I think Port Adelaide and Adelaide will win. Those two games are pretty easy. The Adelaide-Melbourne is obviously an upset. At the moment, Melbourne are big favourites. But this one's pretty simple. Port Adelaide to beat Essendon. I really don't think I see a world where Essendon win. So that is Thursday and Friday night games, which you got 2 of them. On Saturday, we have got some pretty interesting games. The first one is not so interesting. West Coast versus Sydney. Sydney win this. Technically, it's West Coast home ground, but it's being played in Adelaide, like I keep saying. So, yeah, we'll go with Sydney by around 45 points. I'm not going to put any more because Sydney aren't looking that good. Next up, we've got Fremantle against Carlton, 2nd place versus 6th place. Both teams are yet to lose a game. 4:20 p.m. The stage is set for a blockbuster potentially. Played at the Adelaide Oval. This is probably one of the harder ones. I think at a neutral ground, Carlton will win. So let's just put it straight out there. Hopefully this is focusing on my face. Let's put it straight out that Carlton are going to win the game. But it's going to be very narrow. Or will it be narrow? Will it be narrow? Now I'm second guessing my original plan to put this as a narrow game. Because yes, Fremantle looked good. But you know what? Let's go with a comfortable 40-point victory to Carlton. I think this might be the round where, things start to be put back in place and Fremantle lose. Because the fact they haven't lost a game yet, but this is a good game. Hopefully it is close because it'd be cool to have a close game between these two undefeated clubs. But we'll be going with Carlton with that one and pretty comfortably. Next up, we've got the Western Bulldogs taking on the Geelong Football Club. This is by far the hardest one. In a neutral ground, who do you go for? You've got 7th place Western Bulldogs who are coming off a tremendous victory against West Coast. Yes, albeit it is the West Coast Eagles. Anyone can beat them. VFL sides can beat them. And you've got Geelong coming off some phenomenal wins. Yes, they played Hawthorn last week, which is, anyone can beat Hawthorn, let's be completely honest. Both teams are looking very much in form. Apart from the game against Melbourne, the first game for the Dogs. Apart from that game, they've looked good. This is tough. I think the midfield battle is going to decide this. Like on form, you would go with the Cats. Like, the Cats on form should be winning this game. But, yeah, I'm not exactly certain that they'll get the job done against the Dogs. I'm pretty torn on this one. I don't think injuries won't play a massive part. I think Dangerfield might be out. I'm going to go with the Western Bulldogs on this. I think a similar reason to Fremantle losing, like, surely the Cats have to lose a game. Surely. So we're going to be going with them, with the Dogs winning that game by around 10 points. Another small margin. You know what? We'll go with 8 points. Some more games. We've got the 2 bye teams last week. The Suns taking on the GWS Giants. GWS will get the job done by 1 singular point. This will be one of the closest games of the season. Not much to discuss there. I want to go with the close game. I think in a neutral ground, I think the Suns will probably stand up, but the Giants will get the job done. Coming off a bye, there's always some weird situations when a team comes off a bye. Do they perform well? Are they a bit lazy? Etc., etc. Richmond against St Kilda. This is also one of the hardest ones to predict. 13th versus 11th. The last 2 weeks, Richmond have looked phenomenal. Great football. Last 3 weeks, Richmond have looked great. Great against Carlton. We looked competitive against Port Adelaide Football Club, and then we beat Sydney. Compare that to St Kilda, who are also looking pretty good. An unfortunate loss to Essendon. I will be going with St Kilda for the main reason that Richmond don't have Bolter or Lynch. Dusty should be coming back, but no Bolter, no Lynch, no key position players, no leadership. They're in trouble, and I think St Kilda get the job relatively easily. Lastly, Collingwood against Hawthorn. I think this will be a Collingwood victory. I think that one's the easiest one to predict. St Kilda, by the way, will win by 17 points. Collingwood will win by a comfortable 59 points. Which means the winners of that round, according to my tips, are Adelaide will win, Brisbane will win, Port Adelaide will win, West Coast will, Sydney will win, Carlton will win, Western Bulldogs will win, GWS will win, St Kilda will win, and Collingwood will win. No major upsets. The only upset I'm really going for is Adelaide to beat Melbourne at home. You could argue that's the only upset. And maybe the Dogs beating Geelong. But no other big upsets there. That's about it. They're my tips. Let me know if you agree. What are your tips? Comment down below. And I'll be seeing you in another video.